How's it going, all you geeks, gamers, and giants? I'm Kyler.
And I'm Michael, and this is Gamegasm.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about our top 10 anticipated upcoming movies of 2016 to very early 2017.
Basically, a year from when this was uploaded.
A year from today, there has to be at least some information about it as well, to keep it fair for everybody.
Yeah, so if it doesn't we were able to find some like
stuff.
actual grounds that this is being done, whether that's a trailer or if they have like an actual cast and director ready to go.
Yeah.
So there were some rules. Not all of them have trailers yet,
But each of us have our own separate lists, and we're going to be comparing and discussing them together. So, if you want to go ahead and get started.
All right, my number 10 is Now You See Me 2. Fun fact, I didn't see Now You See Me the first one.
I watched the first half. It was alright.
I kind of wanted to see it. I know what it's about. It's like these magician wizard things that like fucking steal some money from a bank or something.
Magician wizard things there. People, Jerry.
That's the reason I want to see the second one.
They're not
because
magical,
you get Daniel Radcliffe reprising his role as a prepubescent wizard. Except this time he has enhanced male parts.
Okay, my number 10 is Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Expected release date December 16th, 2016. Everybody's a fan of the Star Wars series, I think. There's not a lot of people that really hate it. I mean, if you don't know it, I mean, that makes sense. I didn't know it. To be fair, okay, I've seen 2 Star Wars movies, Episode 4 and Episode 7, so I can't say too much about it. But I love the universe.
Don't watch the
I love the
prequels
idea.
And you'll be happier.
Okay, fair enough. But I love the idea. I love the universe.
Meet Jar Jar Binks. Come on, man.
I know, but Star Wars isn't in. Hopefully, Star Wars isn't in Rogue One because that would be crazy.
Are some people gonna die?
Hey, you know there's actually a conspiracy. There's a conspiracy.
I know,
that Jar
but
Jar
he was the bad guy the
villain
whole time.
of the whole thing.
Oh my!
And I think that could be amazing
Lord.
plot twists, if I do say so.
No, people would hate it because the characters suck.
That's the
You're
beauty
not
of it.
Chewie. Get out of here, you
it.
CGI bastard.
My number 9 is Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Really?
Yeah, I actually think I watched the trailer, okay? And I haven't seen anything Alice ever. I haven't read anything Alice. I've never seen the old movie, the new movie, anything. I don't know anything about Alice in Wonderland, anything like that. I know I'm pretty far behind. I'm pretty crazy. But I watched the trailer and it actually
I've never seen
looked
Alice
pretty
in
interesting.
Wonderland either.
Well, fair enough. But I think the trailer looked really good, and it's a movie that I would definitely be willing to go out and see. That's expected to release is May 27th, 2016.
I've seen bits and pieces of Alice in Wonderland, and I
always thought it looked weird.
I saw a good deal of the first one.
I never liked it.
And I don't know.
But I do think the second looks alright. Like, I think it looks pretty decent.
My number 9, however, is about a blue fish that's also a sequel. Because
Bluefish the
Ellen
sequel.
DeGeneres has been fighting for this forever.
Oh,
and
she was ecstatic.
Oh, I know.
You could tell when she announced it.
She was fucking like...
Yeah.
Woo! So, power to you, girl. Finding
girl.
Dory is my number
Ellen,
9.
Finding Dory. Interesting.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty good. Finding Dory looks... I mean, like, the only trailer that I had seen initially, like when I first heard of it, was the weird one where they're like sleeping and it's like, oh, Dory, stop going away. You're sleep swimming. They put her back. They turn around and she's totally gone. And I thought that was really stupid. But watching more, it actually looks pretty good.
I think,
in all honesty.
I think it'll be a good, fun, dumb time. A movie that doesn't need to exist.
A classic children's story.
I think it'll be good for, the kids, the parents.
It might pull a Zootopia and impress us. Like, it might pull a Zootopia. It has the potential. I'm just saying. You never know.
It's a story that doesn't need to exist. And I don't know.
Yeah, then again, it could be like Cars 2. Cars, great movie. Cars 2... You know, it's like, it wasn't bad, but you could tell they were just kind of pushing it forward.
Cars 2, what? Wasn't bad?
Mm-mm. It wasn't terrible, okay?
Yes, it was.
Terrible.
Oh my god.
Comparatively, like, no. Like, they really shouldn't have made the second one. it felt like they made it because people like the first one, and they're like, make a second, and they're like, okay, and it's like, you shouldn't ever make a sequel to something just because people tell you to.
Back to the video where I said they're like annoying background characters, fun in small doses, but shouldn't have their own movies?
Mater, yeah,
Joey,
I got you.
You know, come on. Owen Wilson was in it for 5 minutes, and that's probably all they could afford at that point. Like, well, we don't want to put so much in this, so we'll...
But you can cheap out on the redneck, is that what you're saying? Larry the Cable Guy doesn't cost any money. He's super cheap, man.
Pretty much Larry the Cable Guy comes to the shooting,
like
and they give him a stick, and he's like, oh, how much is this worth? And it's like, that's your paycheck for the whole movie. And he's like, oh, boy, get her done. Let's get going.
Boy, I could buy me one mighty nice steak.
I can buy me some Prilotech OTC.
Why the hell did he make commercials, dude? Bad move. He took a step back in his career. That's depressing. Then again, he did with Cars.
His stand-up's kind of funny, though.
It is. I remember watching his stand-up before Cars. Anyway, let's continue on. What did you have for 8? 7.
Well,
8.
No, I think we're on 8.
8.
I have The Dark Tower, and I have no basis for it. It's a Stephen King novel, though, and I've enjoyed a lot.
I haven't seen the trailer.
I've enjoyed a bit of his, like, works that I read, but as I grow older, I'm finding his movies to be, like, so bad they're good.
Here's the thing.
Instead, like for It is hilarious now. So if you want to see Tim Curry in drag, either watch it or the Rocky Horror Picture Show, because really, they're both pretty much the same thing. I'm flamboyant and a transvestite. Probably on It, because he didn't quite say. But I'm sure.
The second book I read by him was The Dark Tower. And that made me quit reading Stephen King. Because I got halfway through the book and nothing at all interesting had happened. And I'm just like, I'm not going to keep wasting my time. And I have nothing against Stephen King. I've been wanting to go back and read some of his books. I think I picked a bad one, but I think that's a weird one to make a movie for. So it could be interesting. I don't know the last half of the book, so maybe something interesting happened there.
Well, and from what I've heard, Stephen King's worked off The Dark Tower a lot. So, like, even It makes references to The Dark Tower and stuff.
Well, so we'll see how it goes, I guess.
It's kind of like his universe. The Dark Tower is kind of pivotal.
I don't know if I'd watch it.
In theory.
I guess it's been a while since we've had a good Stephen King movie.
I haven't read or really looked it up. But, I mean, it is coming out. It is Stephen King. It might be worth checking out.
Anyway, so for my number 8, I put Finding Dory. Not much higher than yours, but about the same area. So, you know, I mean, like I said, I'm not against it. I'm interested in watching it. Definitely.
Yeah.
My number 7, though, is X-Men Apocalypse, scheduled to release May 27th, 2016.
That would go on a, like, if I had really created it for this list, I kind of didn't. But if I had an honorable mention, I would have put it on there because I'm curious, but I'm not really, like, wanting to.
Yeah.
Because they haven't done X-Men well, except Wolverine, which is amazing. But
yeah, they even messed up Deadpool, kind of.
They kind of.
Kinda.
Did you see the Deadpool part?
I didn't, but I heard
about it.
I'm the
merc with the laser eyes.
Yeah, no, they fucked up Deadpool. Like, I'm glad he got his own movie. If that hadn't come out yet, that would have been number 1. Easy. Still number 1. You should watch it.
My number 7 is Suicide Squad.
Ooh, that looks interesting.
With Will Smith, someone who plays like Harley Quinn's tits. And
too true.
This Joker that could be really interesting.
Different, but not necessarily bad. Not necessarily.
I'm not calling it bad or good.
He seems fucking crazy though. That's exciting. He's still scary.
From what I remember, people didn't like the promotionals they saw from Heath Ledger, and then when the movie came out, he did it so interestingly that people fell in love, and that's most people's favorite version of the Joker now.
Oh, definitely mine. Moving on.
Fair enough.
What'd you give? 6.
I put Storks.
Never heard of it.
I like animated movies quite a bit. I think it's an impressive art form. So I generally go out of my way to see things, but I'm not too particularly interested in the story. but I saw like one trailer for it that was really awesome because it was like this training video for other storks training to become workers. And the stork is talking. So this is the baby factory where we make babies and what. And he just started talking about it. Meanwhile, the machinery behind him is fucking up, and there's like a pile of babies just building up and so much crying. And he's like not paying attention at all. It's hilarious. And then he turns around and starts freaking out, and like everything goes on code red. And the trailer is amazing.
Do you realize how terrible that is? That's murder! That is death! That is so dark for an animated film! What the...
But they were showing like, oh, the storks are just workers.
Is it supposed to be mature? Is it family friendly?
It's totally family friendly. So
Except
it's not
for the dying babies.
Well, they weren't dying. The machine was just backing up. Probably with a dead baby somewhere.
Yeah, no, all of those babies survived
they didn't
being smothered and
They didn't animate that part.
Fair enough. All right. Okay, my number six. My number 6 is The Legend of Tarzan, scheduled to release July 1st, 2016. And honestly, when I first heard they were doing Tarzan, I was like, nah, maybe. I looked up the trailer because I was like, I want to give it a chance. I looked up the trailer. Oh my God. I'm serious. Like, oh my God. I was impressed. Like, I did not expect Tarzan to look that good. And they totally read it. They're not doing an animation. It's totally real life, like they're doing with the Jungle Book, right? And it's live action, and it looks actually really good. Like, it doesn't look like a children's movie. It looks like an actual, more mature movie. Not necessarily not family-friendly, but not child-oriented. And I think it looks really interesting. So I would love to go see it.
It's treated with a maturity, you're saying, that's not child pandering.
Because it feels kind of dark,
but at the same time, child acceptable.
So probably, but I'm not sure. But probably, I'd imagine so, considering Tarzan, but... It looks really good, and I would definitely want to watch that. Like, it looks amazing to me. On my list of movies to watch. My number 5, please don't hurt me, is Power Rangers.
Oh my God!
I didn't put that very high on. Okay, to be fair, I didn't grow up too much with Power Rangers. A lot of people grew up with things like Power Rangers and TMNT. I really didn't. I had that one movie, the original Power Rangers movie. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which was fantastic. Just watched it again, like last night, like literally.
Found some really bad effects.
I loved watching it. So nostalgic. But I think I could get behind the Power Rangers, which is why it's on the list. But I don't know too much about them, so I'm not necessarily super excited, because I'm not necessarily a fan, but I want to be. I want to be. Which is why it's on my list. And that's January 13th, 2017, if all goes well.
Fair enough.
What's yours?
Sausage Party. Such a term.
I don't know
for
what
Power
that
Rangers.
is, but I want it.
It's about these sausages, right? Being sold in the real grocery store. It's an animated film. Again, this is kind of a trend here.
I might have seen a slight trailer for that. Go on.
But it stars Seth Rogen. I find him hit or miss, but I usually end up liking his movies.
No, he's a talented guy most of the time.
Like, there are a few. I don't remember. There was a Seth Rogen movie with, like, him and his mother going, like, cross town for something. He's, like, a salesman trying to sell a product, and for some reason his mom needs to go with it. That was, like, funny, but it kind of showed that he had more talent than just, oh, I make fart and sex jokes with my friends. And so I kind of respect
that was originally how I interpreted him. But, no, I've seen some good stuff by him.
So he has done some good pieces. And
Sausage Party.
Sausage Party. I don't expect Sausage Party to be one of those good pieces, but I expect it to be humorous in what they can do. Because it's food at a grocery store.
It's animated.
All they want
is rated R.
All they want is to be taken home, bought, because they don't know what happens. It's like the glorious thing of being chosen. You
Grass is always greener.
And then one day, this sausage gets bought with, like, his girlfriend's sausage or something, which is amazing, and put in the fridge, and they're like, oh, cool, now what happens? And then just randomly, she takes out, like, I think a zucchini and starts cutting the hell out of it, and the fridge is still open, and everybody's like, oh, my God, we got escaped.
Oh, God.
I think, like, an egg rolls off the table to try and get away and ends up committing suicide accidentally by hitting the floor. Don't quote me on that if I'm wrong.
Oh my God, Seth Rogen, this sounds brilliant.
So I think it'll be pretty
One of
funny.
the few people who want an animated movie that's rated R. Like, you see animated movies, you think, oh, that's probably family friendly. Nope.
It's
don't
called
take your children to
Sausage
see
Party.
You don't know. They
But
have
like
childhood innuendos
Deadpool,
in
they're still
children.
gonna have some complaints about children who are taken to the wrong theater
Yup.
because the parents are just
Oh, like, this looks
A
pretty
big
nice.
dum-dum.
It's got animated wieners in it. Like, oh, this looks great.
no, they're the types of wieners you deep throated in college, lady.
Moving on.
My number 4 is something from my childhood, which is I honestly I'm excited to see. I learned that they were making it like 2 days ago, and I'm like fucking. The BFG. Apparently, that's a thing that's like popular enough that
The Big Friendly Giant.
yeah.
If you don't know, Roald Dahl.
It's literally about
Amazing.
this society of giants that like eat humans and whatnot. That's like their food. But there's this one giant who's a vegetarian who like befriends this small little girl. And I don't know how she got to the giant world or anything. I don't remember.
I think
that well.
he takes
I read
her running.
it.
Like
I
he
saw the
picks her up and he
cartoon.
like runs back to the giant place or something like that. I don't from the book at least. My number 4, I picked Star Trek Beyond. I've never been a huge fan of Star Trek. Not saying that it's bad. I've never seen the TV show. I've never seen the newer TV shows, or I've never seen the movies. I've literally never seen anything Star Trek. So I didn't know anything about it. To be fair, I mean, yeah. So I haven't seen much about Star Trek at all. But I looked at the trailer of this movie and I just couldn't help but think, that looks pretty cool. Like, that looks
Is
pretty
J.J. Abrams
interesting.
directing again? Do you know?
I think he is. I think he is.
Because I know he directed the first one, loved it. Into Darkness, I want to see.
I'd like to. I would like to get into Star Trek
And I
because it looks
actually left
interesting.
Star Trek off my list because I haven't seen Into Darkness yet, which people said was worse.
Really?
Which scares me a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I
So
guess.
I would honorable mention that.
Okay. Well,
But
it's my
I
number
don't-
4.
yeah.
And it's scheduled to come out July 22nd, by the way, 2016, so...
Cool.
It's pretty soon, but not super soon. But I definitely would like to go see that. Like if I had a list of things that I'd see, I think I'd see that in a movie theater. I don't watch a lot of movie theater movies, so if I go out to pay money at a theater,
We've watched
I like
like
it.
3 in the last like couple months.
And
but
one
whatever.
was free. So
One was free, which I wouldn't have seen it in theaters, and I'm glad I didn't pay money to see it.
very
Batman v Super. What?
Batman v Superman.
I have a bad cough
We have a
today.
review of it. What? Where? In the
Ooh.
link in the description and on screen. Wow.
Wow.
Cool. Moving on.
Thanks for saying on screen, bro.
You're welcome.
More work
Now,
for me.
Yep, exactly. You're welcome. My number 3, however, is Captain America: Civil War. I've always liked Marvel better than DC, my personal preference, especially when it comes to movies, because they've been doing it a little bit longer. Well, maybe not necessarily, but they've been putting out more movies than DC has. So they have a little more experience. They've been having a lot of success with it, especially. And Civil War actually looks pretty interesting. It looks better than Batman v Superman, at the very least.
Marvel's much better.
Yeah, it's scheduled to come out May 6th.
Not saying Marvel
2016,
Comics
so-
is better than DC. And
Not
I'm
necessarily,
And I'm
right,
not
right.
saying DC Comics, because DC Comics is wrong. Because it's actually Detective Comics if you say it that way.
Yeah,
and
so
you're stupid.
it's like saying pin
So
number.
DC or
Pin
Marvel
number
Comics.
stupid because
Yeah.
the N stands for number, dude.
ATM machine.
Oh god. Yes, please stop doing that, please.
Yes, please.
No, but I like DC sometimes, and I like Marvel sometimes, and I would like to see Civil War. What's your number 3, my friend?
My number 3
Same
is
one
The
as me.
Secret Life of Pets.
What? I haven't heard of this one either.
The Secret
How do you
Life
know
of
these
Pets
movies? I don't know.
is another animated film. I think there's a trend here.
Yep, clearly. I don't know animation.
Louis C.K. plays in it, and it's
That
about what
explains
pets do when the owners leave, and that's all I know. And honestly, I thought I would see that one, and I was disgusted at Zootopia. But now I'm kind of worried because I think that one might be bad. But then again, Louis C.K. is playing in it, and he's usually great at satirizing anything, and I don't think he'd sink down for money. So
Yeah.
I think there's probably a good story associated to it. It's probably
I'm
out
sure
there a
there's
little bit.
something.
But
Well, I still don't know Louis C.K. So, but you seem to be a
yeah.
huge fan of it. Not huge, but you
he's
seem
my
to really
favorite
enjoy his
comedian.
content.
Well, he's my favorite
So,
comedian.
that explains
and
why he's number
pretty
3.
good at just social.
I mean, he was number 2 on your TV show list, which is also linked on screen and in the description. Give him more work, people.
I
Ha!
hate him.
Anyway, what was your number 2 then?
My number 2 is Captain America: Civil War.
A little bit higher than
close.
mine. Yeah,
We were close there.
Just like in Finding Dory, we were one off.
Just because I followed the lore and I want to, just keep up with it. I mean, I'll pay to see good movies while they're still good.
Oh, yeah.
Now that Disney has the right to Marvels and Sony's
they're
finally
still
working on a deal with Spider-Man, I am hoping they do Spider-Man right. I'm going to throw out all my Tobey Maguire biases because, honestly,
fair enough.
I liked him more than Andrew Garfield. How did
He
I
had the
remember
best
that
faces.
meme?
He had the best faces. Classic memes, dude. Classic memes.
Ooh, emo Peter.
Oh God. Okay. No. Yeah. It looks like a good.
But
movie.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm a little worried because I'm not a comic reader avidly, and I've read some Deadpool, but beyond that, but people are saying that Robert Downey Jr. is frustrated in his role as Iron Man and wants to leave, and people are also saying in the Civil War storyline, people died.
Really? Oh, I guess
So
we'll
I'm
see.
either thinking of Civil War or the newest Avengers movie. We might lose an Iron Man, which would suck because I love him.
Oh yeah, no. In the trailer, the Iron Patriot, the black guy, he fell from the sky, and it looked like he may or may not die.
Yeah.
So
it said some people are gonna die. So that's all I know.
I guess we'll see. I guess they're trying to build up like, no, don't let him die, and then you go to see the movie, and it's like, oh, he didn't die.
Well, because even the
They
characters
lied.
died, and they brought like new characters to reprise these roles in the comics, and so that's probably what they're doing.
Oh, dang it.
So there's probably going to be a new Captain America and a new Iron Man when everything's said and done.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
I don't think I've heard of another person taking.
I might have dropped it a
She-Hulk.
little lower on my list for that, but I still would like to go see
I don't know.
it. I'm
That's
interested.
what I've heard.
That actually makes me a little bit more interested.
We'll
Like,
have to
I kind of want to see it
We'll
to know.
have to see what happens. But what's your number 2?
My number 2 was your number whatever it was, and it was Suicide Squad. Because I really want to see that.
Harley Quinn's tits?
Maybe a little bit. Hoping
much?
for a shower scene like in Batman vs Superman. Gotta get that bath
That scene
Please the
sucked.
audience, dude. It was totally pointless. No point except for she was naked in a tub.
Hey.
But it worked.
Look at all the shower products I use that we're getting paid for.
None.
Look at how we have no on-screen chemistry.
None.
Hey, can you pay me now? I used
And then
your
he
name
jumps fully clothed into the bathtub. Okay. Totally.
True.
Anyways.
That was a nice suit too,
No, but-
motherfucker. He
no.
can probably just go and steal one.
Overall.
Or he can just fly fast enough to air dry it.
Oh, that's a new thing. No, he flies underneath the ocean, in the ocean, to get it all wet and washed, right? And then he flies up to dry it out.
Yep.
It just whoosh, easy peasy. So let's start off with our honorable mentions before we get to our number 1 picks, because
I'll start
anticipation.
because I kind of just listed my honorable mentions
Okay.
really throughout. So I have a few extra movies I could list. I'll list 2. Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising. I know it's going to suck, but I'm prepared for it. It's another Seth Rogen
One of those
movie.
so bad it's good?
I
or?
saw probably some good Seth Rogen jokes, but you're really just watching Seth Rogen be Seth Rogen and fighting with a sorority next door.
Okay, what else you got?
I got The Purge election year because I think The Purge is interesting. I think it's a dumb concept, but I think it's
I
interesting.
was going to put that on my list. I guess it's not on here. No, that's one I'm definitely interested in seeing.
I'm interested.
I've never
to
seen
a
any of the
point.
Purges, so I'm not like where everybody's like, ugh, just stop with this series already. You're killing it. Like,
Exactly.
I've never seen them,
That's
so
where I'm at, too.
I'm probably more interested than most people who've seen the series.
All right, what you got for your honorables?
Okay, so I got the BFG, which we went over. I guess I didn't think it was good enough, but I don't know. I'm pretty excited for it, I guess. Probably should have beat a couple of these. I didn't think it through. Nah. But, no, the BFG. And then I got Assassin's Creed, which they don't have really much information on. Like, they don't really have a trailer. They do have some stuff like cast and director and whatnot. And they have pictures and things. And it's one of those things you don't know if it's going to be good yet, but you really hope that they make it good. Because while they're killing the video games, like making them every year super glitchy and annoying, everybody's getting frustrated with it. I understand. I haven't played since Assassin's Creed 3 anyway. Like, I got Black Flag for free, and I still haven't played it because I'm just not that interested in it. But I'm still a fan of the series. They might be killing the games, but the idea is solid. And I feel like a movie could be done really well. And so I want to see if they can make a good game idea into a good movie idea.
Hasn't been done yet.
It's
Hasn't
never
really
been
been
done very well. But we'll get to more
see.
on that later. So my other honorable mention is Jason Bourne, which I've seen the other Jason, like Jason, Bourne Identity.
I saw them in German.
Whatever.
Don't
I saw
ask.
two. I saw it before German too, and most of them I saw
I
in
didn't.
German. But I liked it. I liked it for like a
I
spy
love how we're just
movie.
skipping over how weird
was
that
really
is that we
good.
saw those in a German class.
It is not weird at all. Trust us.
We saw
Don't
Jason
question
Bourne,
it.
all three of them in German.
Most of the movies I've seen, I have seen in German and not in English.
Ja.
I can't say most, but some. Ja, bitte. Dankeschön. Kacherlaka.
Ich ein bisschen.
But it looks
Deutsch.
pretty good. It doesn't look like anything super special. Just kind of like one of those, guilty pleasures.
Probably.
So it looks just kind of like one of those guilty pleasures movies. It's kind of just fun to watch.
I
But
don't know. Action's never really been my big
I like
thing.
action. That's basically
Which,
what I've watched.
Thinking that my
a
number
lot,
one and
so.
number two are mostly action is kind of weird.
Yeah, kind of. I know what your number one is too. So.
I think everyone learned what it was when I freaked out at you for
Yeah,
having it at
no,
number
yep.
5.
If they forgot about it, they're gonna remember right now
Yeah.
because your number one was.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the 2017 release.
Which looks good. January 17th, I think we
They've
said.
got actors, they've got a
13th.
director. They did reschedule because originally it was supposed to be in 2016. So this movie is in danger of being put off more.
Hopefully they don't though, because I'd still
But
watch
they've
another
got
Power Rangers
everything,
movie.
and I think there are enough fans that'll push along. Of
course.
I hope it's not as child pandering. It will be, but I'm hoping not as much.
Yeah.
Like, I want a
you're
more
right.
mature Power Rangers, not as, like, mature as some of those fan films out there. Like, the one with the black Power Ranger sleeping with these shirtless girls. I don't need that.
Oh God, really?
Yeah, they were shirtless, but
Is that
in
a
the YouTube
Pornhub?
version...
Is that, you're just looking up Power Rangers on your computer on
I
these
can't
sites.
lie, I probably have at some point.
I'm sure you have. My number one is Warcraft, which is another one of those games, movies that are going to be inspired by a game. And it's interesting because I've actually never played World of Warcraft. Might not be my style. I never really tried it. I really don't like the pay every month for our game forever, and by the end of 1 year you've paid for 3 times as much video games. And it's just, I mean, like, maybe they deserve it because they have been updating frequently, they have a lot of content. So a lot of people think it's totally fair, and I don't disagree with them. I've never
just
been a
not
fan
your
of that pay
kind of
per
thing.
month. It's not my type of thing. But the movie looks amazing. I am super excited for the movie. I like the World of Warcraft. Like, I can give it that. The World of Warcraft looks interesting. Literally, the World of Warcraft. It looks like a cool concept. Like, I really like that idea. I don't think any movie's really done that sort of area very well. And considering it's one of those movies inspired by a game that have never really gone over very well, I think this one could be the first that really pulls it off. I really do. I do. I think that it could be really great.
Which is released first, though? Assassin's Creed or this one?
This one, I think. This one's supposed to come out June 10th. Assassin's Creed is December 23rd. So only 2 more months for this one.
I think Assassin's Creed has a better
months.
chance.
Do you?
Yeah.
They have
Because
more
World of
time?
Warcraft doesn't have a story.
You're right.
So there's a lot
It has
more. It has
stories.
multiple.
That's the thing. Yeah. It doesn't have
But
one
I mean,
set,
ultimately,
maybe.
it's open world, and that's harder to create a contained movie storyline.
That's true,
That's usually why
but
game to
that
movie
also-
adaptations don't work.
That gives them room, though, for the story, because people get mad at things, at the movies made inspired by games, because they don't do it right, or because the story is wrong or something. So this gives them that extra little bit of wiggle room to create their own sort of story. Or
You can make the same
similar
argument
story.
about Dungeons and
So-
Dragons, and that was terrible.
I guess you got a point there. You got me on that one. I'm
But
excited
I
for
think they're
Warcraft,
making a new
though.
one of that sometime in the future too.
We'll see how that goes.
It could go well.
Potentially,
Literally, Dungeons and
it
Dragons.
has room for it.
It
thing
has
is, it's
just as much
weird.
chance as Warcraft.
Well, fair enough. But Warcraft already looks amazing by the trailer. Spectacular, great effects, so I'm excited for it. And that's all I have to say. And that's, I think, everything that we have to say.
So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like down below and comment, because we want to hear some of the upcoming movies you're excited about.
Did we miss something?
Yeah, did
we could have easily.
Thank you so much for watching, and remember, good luck, have fun, and GG.